Hey guys, it's Burgos here, and today I'm going to talk about why your heroes are not doing damage that they deserve. I'm going to go over this because back in the days when I received Arrogance and Silas for the first time, it was in the event 1 plus 1. Not actually 1 plus 1, it was in the crazy vocational summons, and I get two legendary heroes from 10 draws, and one was Arrogance and the second one was Silas. I think I have a video on my channel, but yeah, anyway, that was one of the craziest moments I get in Watcher of Realms. And I was going and seeing that, for example, on the guild boss, the top performers always use Silas. Right now, back in the days, was actually Infernos with the nightmares, something like this. But right now is way more different. Right now, everything is a nightmare. But still, till these days, we're seeing Silas on the top places, world ranking is still on the places. So I was extremely happy because I was thinking this hero is going to make the difference in my team. This hero is going to help me to actually build the roster I was looking for, or at least, but just by watching the uh, watching over the damage status, I saw 192k, or maybe here is going to be 199. So from this point I was like, okay, let's go, and I start doing the Nightmare 4. Currently I'm doing Nightmare 4 and Nightmare 3. I think this is the best places you should go for, especially if your alliance is actually killing the Nightmare 4. But I start going with the Silas, and this bad boy didn't perform good. It was outperformed basically from all my other heroes. And yeah, I just decided today to make the video and share with you how I actually handle this problem when you receive very good hero, and how to actually boost the power or at least get the maximum potential from this hero, and not like just get some good hero and it's like the hero is not going to perform the way that most likely you're thinking that he's going to perform. At least you actually do the things that I'm going to talk in this video. So first thing first, let's get just one hero for this example. I should just pick one hero, and most likely I'm going to actually pick the Saros. Now this bad boy, already everything is maxed. It's got 20% chance to do extra damage to the Airborne, but here we're talking about the guild boss. I'm not so sure the guild boss is an Airborne since he's flying, but anyway, my point is I max all the skills, and this is maybe the first thing you should do. Always don't be cheap, especially on the good heroes with the crystals. Level up all the skills. The second point, and maybe the thing that can make basically any hero to a hero, is actually the gear. Now, brother, for the gear, maybe for the status, I can say now. I'm going to talk about in general. I'm going to talk about in general. I'm not going to just make a build for the Silas, because it's not going to apply to every hero in our Watcher of Realms. So first thing first is, of course, getting some good gear. And believe me, good gear requests so much farming. Period. If somebody tell you in 1 week you can get the best gear, this is not possible. In Watcher of Realms, the gear is basically what I was doing back in the days, was just going to sleep, and I go in the gear rights. For example, maybe I'm looking for artifact material. This is absolutely the same with the normal gear. I go out to fights. I go like, I don't know, 10k. And I let my PC working whole night for me, because some gears cost like 2 minutes per fight, and if you have to do 200 fights, this is 400 minutes. If you cut it on 60, this is like 6 close to 7 hours. So imagine how much time you have to farm this gear. And that was one of the main things that actually annoy me so much in Watcher of Realms. But this is the only way. This is the only way that you can get the gear, especially from the Gear Right one. Now, Gear Right 3 maybe is one idea faster. Gear Right 2 is faster. But Gear Right 1 is so annoying. It's so slow. And yeah, speaking about the gear, you already get some gear. What now? First thing first, here is going to be always flat stats. The attack and HP is going to be flat stats, but the main components for the DPS is going to be always attack bonus, critical rate, critical damage, and attack speed. Now you can may not that go that much for the attack speed, but rest should be there. Critical rate, critical damage, and attack bonus. And for the critical rate should be around 20%. So what's my point here? And I mean, I'm not going to go that much in the details about the gear. Just let me know in the comments if you want me to make a separate video about the gear, or at least for which class what to use. I think there is a lot of videos on the YouTube already, but you know, if you want me, I can do it for you. And don't forget to hit one like, by the way, if you enjoyed this video after you watch it, and subscribe if you're into Watcher of Realms. So, the thing is, you need critical rates to be 100%, since if it's not 100%, maybe over 90%, I think. 100 is just too high, let's say. But you can actually do it. If you have your critical rate as a substats and you have it like 20% everywhere, you're going to hit this 100. I never suggest go with main status to be critical rate. The main status for me for DPS should be always critical damage or attack bonus. Now, it's strongly depending on the content. It can you can use at some places critical damage, at some places attack bonus, but this should be the main status. And a second status should be a critical rate. This is period. This is the most important thing. And from there, what? You already have your hero, you boost your critical rate, you get some critical damage, and yada yada yada. Now, the other thing that I suggest for the people is you can just go and check how the people built their teams. I mean, this is maybe the thing I did back in the days, just to see if this person of all life is on the first place and doing the biggest damage. Most likely this person is doing the right thing. Most likely he's doing the right things, the right setup, the right everything. You can just go in the sideways. As you can see, first thing first, very strange. This gear is with critical damage. So here, most likely for this content, you have to count on your criticals. And critical rate 97.5 and critical damage 366%. So you can see how crazy is the critical damage and a very good critical rate. As a second status, of course, he get like 470. He have 15k attack. If I check my okay, maybe I didn't actually level up my Silas. I don't have the gear on him, but you can check any hero here. And maybe you can ask your question, but is that everything? Is this everything that I have to do? And from here, you can just explore even deeper. It's not only for the guild boss. I just give guild boss as an example. But here you can see how top players get the full potential of their heroes. If they don't get the full potential of their heroes, they're not going to be top players. So the other thing you can see also, here we have Howl. The main reason of using Howl is actually this when triggered increase hero healing, blah blah blah. But this is not the important one. This one is when Light of Bliss is activated, recover 1.4 rage for allies in the range for 1 second. So you see here we have even rage regeneration boosters. Now the good thing about the Howl is you can exactly trigger this rage regeneration. On the other side, for example, I have Ewin, which is something like competition for Howl, since she's also having this rage regeneration, 3% rage every 3 seconds. But Howl is doing that on specific time. This is actually Howl. On specific time, and if you have her 5-time awakened, the ultimate, since the fight with the guild boss is longer, you have to also keep in account this type of stuff. If your fight are like 5 minutes, well, use a hero that gets some stacks in general. And Howl is something that is doing. Each cast of Light of Bliss increase the efficiency of accumulating rage by 15%, 5 stacks. So this in total is going to be 75% increase. Uh, and the first spell is each healing restore 1% rage. I'm not so sure if she's a multi-healer. I think it's actually a single target heal, but still 1% rage is 1%. So this is the second hint you see that rage regeneration or getting rage is with crucial importance for the timings and doing huge amount of damage. But these people also use one more hero for the rage. This is something that you can clearly see everywhere, and this is Wario. The main reason they use Wario is when you take her out, she's going to receive, she's going to give like 50% rage. But the important thing about the Howl is this is going to boost mainly the range units, just because there is just not that many plays and she may actually not catch all the ground units. So you're going to see on the top places most likely range units, heroes like Hex. Even from time to time you can see actually Worst, but in general this is what she's doing is provide surrounding aliens with a restoration of 50% of their rage cap. Now, it's a little hard on the guild boss because you have to place your healers that is going to heal your ground units. In the same time, you have to have some place for this specific hero just to fire up her spells and give this 50% rage cap. And this is going to trigger like a second ult. Now, if you have also Howl, now imagine one warrior and Howl ultimate trigger can actually for the less time is going to help you trigger the second time the ultimate. But why actually tell you this? The main reason is damage is fine, critical rate is fine, critical damage is fine, but most of the times the main power of the hero come from their ult. So you have to take care about the rage regeneration. It's not something that you just have to throw out of the window. It's something that you should also focus over. And one more thing, actually, and this is, I think, maybe the people start knowing what is this, but it's going to be inspiration, something to boost the damage of your hero. And for this purpose, here we have Duores. Here we have again Duores. As you can see, all these heroes are boosters. Now, you may see also Constance, especially if it's purely Nightmare Fraction, but it's very rarely used. Yeah, there she is. This is Constance, also give 45% inspiration. This is when the team is mostly with ground units like Arrogance, Worst. We have Ares, we have this bad boy Salazar with the costume, and we have Hex and Sarwas, but here is going to be the ground unit boosters. And you can see on the top place, even though Hex with his special artifacts, this is mythical artifacts, Hex exclusive, is very powerful and actually make Hex like monster. I think this hero is also good for the inspiration, but again, she's also providing a heal, so most likely you don't have the wars. But always you have something to increase the damage, something to boost the damage. Now I don't see, for example, Atom that is going to increase even critical rate and critical damage, but you just have like 8 heroes, so you have to find your top DPS dealers, and this is the heroes that you're going to boost with the rest of the heroes. And this is like this is you're going to unlock the full potential of your heroes, and your heroes is going to perform great on the battlefield, and they're going to do the big damage, and you're going to be happy. I mean, this is something that actually happened to me. I was struggle because I was looking to use only DPS heroes, and at some point with no boosters, um, you're not going to get far in the game if you don't use all the heroes' special spells like inspiration, rage regeneration, attack speed. There is also attack speed. I mean, there is a different boosters, but in general, this is how I actually build my teams and how I get the full potential of my heroes. And finally, maybe I should talk about the artifacts. Yeah, artifacts is also important. Now, artifacts is now the mythic one is going to give you better base status. Like you see, this is like 1k base stats. If I go over some epic one, uh this is even level 10. As you can see here, this one is even level 10 again. It's like 413, and this stats is something in extra. Since most of the spells is something like percentage from the damage you're doing, every increase of the base status is better. That's why I just prefer to go with a mythical one. Just their base status is bigger, so every percentage is going to apply better over bigger attack in general. Now, if you don't have any mythic artifact, I can actually suggest you to go with this one. This is epic artifacting is crazy one. I even use this artifact on my arrogance. It's crazy how powerful is this artifact. It's no joke. This artifact, even though it's epic, is giving some percentage attack, something that you should actually level up by a lot some legendary artifacts to be get. For example, even this one is request bleeding effect, but maybe this is a shadow. This is different, this artifacts, but in general this artifact, the epic one, is very good. So I really strongly suggest people just go and get this artifact if you don't have any kind of damage artifacts. I'm not going to go over each of the heroes, but you get the idea. Just there is a main status of each hero depending what he is. For example, Zilito is a fighter. There's defenders, marksmen, healers, mages. Now maybe mages, marksmen, and fighters I can actually put on same, because this is the damage dealers. So most likely the status you're going to put on is going to be same. Maybe for the mages and specific marksmen, you can go with AoE artifacts. And maybe for example for Nyx, I use this artifact that is actually increase damage by 6 after killing the target, increase the additional damage by 6, stack up 2 times, was 10 seconds. So this is for multiple targets when they appear on the battlefield. This is just going to increase your damage by a lot. Now this one is for single target, the same target by 6%. So this is more like guild boss related or single target related artifact. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope you have a great day. If you want to support my small channel, help me reach 1000 subscribers, and like the video if you enjoy the content.